Hey guys, today we're going to do something a little different. A few months ago or so, I saw a post by Guitar World, Guitar Magazine, one of those, about beginning techniques um, for learning how to sweep pick. And well, I read it, and honestly, that crap's pretty complicated. Some of that stuff I couldn't even do, and I'm by no means saying that I'm great at it or something. I'd probably be intermediate, but I certainly have a few pointers I can give you guys if you're just learning how to do this stuff. These are the same techniques that I used. So let's go ahead and get started with what it basically is. Sweep picking is it's a way to hit a series of notes to, for example, do an arpeggio very quickly. Now, I don't know what any of that means. I don't have any knowledge in theory, and honestly, if you're a metal guitarist, which you most likely are if you're learning this technique in the first place, you really don't need to know theory, but it helps. Um, so while I would suggest it, suggest learning theory and all that stuff, it's not necessary. Now we're going to start with a three string sweep, and I'm going to show you guys a pattern that can be used pretty much anywhere on the neck, and it'll sound good. All right, so right here, 13 and 17. Now go down to the 15 and the 14. That pattern, 5 frets apart on the E, and then going down to the middle one and left one, you can basically use that anywhere. Right here, it's basically, that's the beginning pattern that I learned anyway, and I think it's the easiest to do. For 4 string, for 5 string, you basically just add a single note doing the same pattern. So like this. Now I like to use the neck pickup because I think it produces a warmer sound when you're doing something like this, and if you're not great at it, it'll help you out in that I kind of think it disguises the suck a little bit, which is okay. Not everyone's going to be perfect right off the bat. In fact, no one is. It takes a lot of practice and takes a lot of patience, but rest assured, it is something that you're probably making more difficult than it actually is. Now, see how I learned how to do it? So I used those patterns, but until I had the fluid motion down, what I would do is I would do this up here on the neck to mute the strings. I'm sorry, wrong hand. I do this on the neck to mute the strings. And I would just practice that fluid motion. Now once I had that timing down and I felt that I was proficient at it, I would then add in the picking hand, and I would do it really slowly, and eventually over time pick up speed. That's how you got to tackle this. You have to take it one step at a time, baby steps, seriously, baby steps. And you just want to build on what you know. You want to build up speed slowly, and you'll eventually be great at it. It's something that, you can do anything you put your mind to, but this is going to take some effort. It's not, don't expect some easy solution to this. There's no quick way, there's no shortcuts in anything in life, but especially with music. Let's see. Tapping. At the end of a sweep, you can also incorporate a two-handed tap. I don't use it often. I find it's largely unnecessary most of the time, but you can throw it in there every once in a while and not be too excessive. So how you would do that is you simply, after coming back up, that last one, you simply just add a note you think sounds cool, and that's all you do. Now, it's a little harder to come back down, but you can probably fudge that. Honestly, I fudge that, and I will simply, I won't even pick that part out. But here, I'll show you. Like that. There's a lot of bands that'll do this, like Unearth, Children of Bodom. If you're learning those guys' solos, this is truly it's a required technique. You got to know it. Actually, Zakk Wylde, I believe it was Zakk Wylde, when he would practice something that was difficult, he would play it in a clean channel first, and then move on to adding distortion and stuff. That way he could really hear his mistakes and hear what he was doing wrong, and that would help him out a lot. Rolling. This, not a big fan of it, but Sinister Gates from Avenged Sevenfold, if you're learning some of their songs, he'll do it a lot, especially off of any song from like City of Evil. But that's basically where you'll hit the same fret for multiple strings, and you'll have to roll it with your finger. Things like this. Let me think of a good example. All right, and there's a Trivium song, Detonation, off of their Crusade album. They'll do something like this. 2 notes on that A. They'll do that, which, okay, normal pattern except for that annoying 2-note thing on the A. But then they'll change it up, and they'll hit the 17 on these 3 strings. So it'll be like... Now, to me, that's a huge pain in the butt, and it takes a lot of practice. But basically, just take it one step at a time, and use that finger pattern. And I mean, you'll get it. But I wanted to share this because there's a lot of those. If you're trying to look for a shortcut, you want a beginner way to do this, blah blah blah. Things being put out on like Facebook, Twitter, all that nonsense by all of these guitar publication pages. And the fact of the matter is, that crap's way too hard for beginners to be tackling. I've been playing for 11, 12 years, and I can't even do some of that stuff. It's ridiculous, honestly. You can do what you're trying to do with a much simpler pattern. There's no reason to show off. It's largely unnecessary. Anyway, just remember that and take it one step at a time. You'll do fine. But just remember to be patient, and thank you for watching.